Hello everyone, welcome to Casa Veefour. Just one second. Dave? Dave?
What?
Dave, can you be bothered with all this keyframing business?
Not really, no.
In which case, do you want to remove the mask?
Well, if you're sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Alright, if you're sure, I'll take it off, no probs.
Nice one, mate, cheers. There we go. Going to use this rather lame excuse for a face reveal to do you a review today on my current motovlogging helmet, the Schuberth C3 Pro. Now, as you can see here, this is my personal Schuberth C3 Pro with the actually using my GoPro Hero 2 mount on the front, just to show you where I mount it on the chin bar. It's usually my Hero 3, which obviously I'm looking at right now. This is just here to show you how I like it. I generally prefer to have my vlogging camera on the chin bar of my helmet. I don't particularly like having a GoPro camera stuck out on the side of a helmet, because when, you know, with all the GoPro scaffolding you have to use to get them to sit like this, and anyone with a GoPro knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's like Meccano. But when they're stuck out on the side like this, I find that they catch the wind a little bit, and you can kind of feel it weighing down on that side. And also, they stand out like a sore thumb and draw a lot of attention to yourself. And I know it's a bit ironic talking to a video camera, saying I don't like to draw attention to myself, but all this is kind of semi-anonymous. But when you're out there on the road with a camera stuck on the side of your head, I don't know, it's just me. It's just me. I prefer it here at the front where it can't be seen from the back, and you know, by the time people realise you passed. And think about that, you can just reach forward, unclip it, put it in your pocket or your top and tank bag or whatever you want to do. Because I tend not to use my camera all the time, like a lot of people with cameras do. I can understand why you would want to use one all the time, because it's handy to have if you ever get in any kind of trouble, if you ever get any insurance issues, bang, you've got the evidence right there. But for me, I kind of prefer just to have it in my pocket if I'm not doing a vlog or doing anything for uploading. It's the end of the day. For me, it kind of does detract away from my enjoyment of a ride, because I don't feel like I can kind of relax into it, feel like someone's watching you when you've got a camera on. But anyway, so without the camera, just as the mount on the chin bar, we're using a curved GoPro mount, just to get that to fit. And that's how I use it. But the actual helmet itself, I bought this in December, just before I went doing my trip down to Portugal. My other helmet at the moment, I'm only running 2 helmets at the moment. I've retired my RI Chaser. It's like 10 years old, the lining's going in it, it's been knocked about a bit, so I've retired that from safety grounds really. So I've got this one, and I've got a Shoei NXR, which is my sort of like more track day stroke sports riding helmet, whereas this one, a bit of a different animal. This is a comfortable helmet. Now it's a C3 Pro variant, it just do a normal C3. I'm not entirely certain off the top of my head what the difference between the C3 and the C3 Pro is, other than quite a chunk of money. I do know on the C3 Pro you can buy an extra, you can take out this sort of neck roll here and replace it with one with some Bluetooth technology in it, so you can sync up to your phone and have things like that. Not really bothered about that. For me, motorcycling's about getting away from phone calls and music and things like that. It's about open road, noise, engines, things like that. But the reason why this is a good helmet for motovlogging is because of this really excellent neck roll here. The way it seals on your neck is it keeps out a hell of a lot of the environmental noise. It cuts it down to something like about 85 decibels, which sounds like a lot, but it's not. If you understand anything about the way the decibel scale works, it's a kind of a geometric scale. It's you know, 160 decibels isn't twice as loud as 80 decibels. It's like thousands of times louder. It goes up in a geometric scale. Something like 500 decibels would destroy the planet, something like that. Anyway, I've watched a YouTube video, and I'll try and find it and put in a link actually, just so you can understand. But anyway, so it is a quiet helmet, and it's good for that. I mean, when I went down to down through Europe and Portugal in it. I actually did still use little sponge ear protectors, and it is silent. It really is, because too much wind noise will damage your ears. It's well established is that. But even without any ear protection, I think you're okay in the Schuberth C3, certainly for short rides anyway. I mean, it is a very, very comfortable crash helmet, this. It holds your head nice and firm. It cossets your head rather than grips it. It's got a very even pressure around the scalp and around the face. It does pinch into the side, and it does feel like it's on tight, but it kind of cuddles your head rather than squeezes it. It's a nice sensation. It's quite a lightweight helmet for a flippy front one as well, which is another little bit of a bonus for touring, because if you want to speak to people, you can just flip the front up in gas stations, in shops. If you want to ask directions, it's a bit more personal. You can just flip the front up and it's good. It's not really good for riding with the front up because it kind of catches the wind a bit, but you can do if that's your bag. And the interior is really nice and plush. It's got a very high, you can tell it's high end, it just feels nice inside. It's all very, a bit like mole skin. It's very, very pleasant, very, very nice. Lots of little nice features. One of them I particularly like is the flippy down sun visor. That's a really good little feature, that. You know, if you come out of a tunnel coming through the mountains or something, straight into bright sunlight, boom, sun protection. There it is, right there, and it flips away nice and easy. Good little feature, that. When it's locked down, it locks down nice and securely. I do feel like it would actually stay intact if it ever come to a bit of a spill. I know a lot of these flip front visors, you know, in the UK we're very, very high standard on the specifications for helmets, and they're sort of subjected to different loads at the front, and these Schuberth flip front helmets do actually score very well in the sort of safety ratings. The ventilation system works really well, keeps your top of your head nice and cool, acts as a bit of a heat sink, keeps the rest of your body cool. It's very easy to operate with a gloved hand, just one simple slider. And there's ventilation in the front here, which sends a bit of a curtain of air up in the front of your vision. Now, that kind of leads to the one downfall that I can find with this helmet, apart from the price of it, which when I bought this was about £470 UK. You can probably get them cheaper now, post-Christmas, and I'm sure there's some online retail that can beat that. But I needed one at the time, so I bought it from a shop after trying it on, which I always think you should do. I'm a bit wary about buying crash helmets online because you don't know how they've been treated in the post. Anyway, that's beside the by. But the one downfall I found with this crash helmet is, even with a pin lock on, and because it is so sealed on your head, it will fog up. It will, even with the bit of a draft, which will keep the sort of central bit of your vision clear, and even with the pin lock will fog up in your periphery here. I noticed that quite a lot when I was touring, so sometimes I would have to crack it just a little bit just to get some, just to break the sort of moisture up a bit, and it would clear without too much wind noise. But with it fully locked down, it's, you know, it's almost like a diving helmet. You know, it's properly secure, and you get a little bit of a moist microclimate sort of developing in front of your face. So that is just the one downfall. I'm not the only person who's noticed that, apparently, but other than that, quality helmet, and very, very good for touring, and very, very good for motor vlogging. So any motor vloggers that are thinking of getting like a different helmet, yeah, sure, your Icon variants all look very cool and trendy, but for a good helmet that is quiet on the inside, so you can speak and be understood, then the Schuberth C3 Pro is the one for you. I think so anyway. Good helmet. Now, that was a bit of a lame excuse to do a helmet review, just to do a bit of a face reveal as well. When I was putting together the videos post my European tour, I had to ditch a bit of footage that, real shame, because it would have worked really well in the final edit, and I wanted to put it in. Little funny little moments that I saw, you know, funny little observations I made. I couldn't put it in because I'd captured my face in the rear view mirror of the bike, or on one occasion caught myself in the Well, two occasions I'd caught myself in the mirror, one in a hotel and another one on the boat coming back. I'd caught myself in the mirror and I'd just made some kind of off-the-cuff witty remark, which would have, worked quite well, but I had to ditch it because it had got my face on it. And at the end of the day, who gives a crap what I look like? No one does. I'm just some guy. Who cares what I look like? I don't understand now why you'd want this mystique of the moto vlogger. Yeah, I can understand if someone's got very popular very quick and they want to keep a little bit of themselves private, then yeah, I'll kind of understand that. Case in point there is Riding with Tom. He's a very, very popular vlogger, and there's no pictures of him anywhere, and that's his thing. But I find that just having all your footage based from your point of view, looking out over the dash of your bike with your hands and the road ahead of you, that's all your videos are ever really going to be. It's all, people like Riding with Tom, very, very clever editor, he's very skilled at what he does and he keeps his content fresh. But for me, I'm not that skilled at editing, so, and there has been little things I wish I could have sort of kept in, but so I thought I'd get a face reveal out there just because in the future I want to do some extra stuff and I don't want to be stifled just by having this linear view out of the crash zone sometimes. Sometimes I might want to do something on a monopole or something like that, and it's just basically, it just gets it out here now, so it's done. This is what Dave out of Veefour looks like. This is me, just some average 45-year-old guy who likes doing video blogs. And as far as my channel goes, I'm not looking to create a massive subscriber base. I'm coming up to 400 now, and that's kind of scaring me because I'm thinking, crack, there's 400 people out there who want new content from me. I better get doing some. But what I certainly don't want to have is hundreds of thousands of subscribers, which I never will have. Crack, my stuff's not that good. But because I don't monetize my channel, I have no intention of monetizing it unless it suddenly blows up and I'm getting approached by sponsors and things, then I might consider it, but I've no plans to. I just do it as a hobby. I've got things coming up that it'd be handy to do alternative video angles from. One of them, I'm going to go camping up in Scotland, which is going to involve tents and cooking and sleeping out, things like that. And I might want to do little things like this, where I'm doing a little piece to a camera just to make it a little bit more interesting. So this is why I've done a bit of a face reveal now, and also it saves me hours and hours of messing about with keyframes. And all you content providers out there who have to mess about with keyframes, you feel the pain that keyframes are a pain in the arse. Really, a little quick edit will take you 20 minutes. You have to keyframe a number plate out or a face or something like that that's moving about. That's, oh man, it can add an hour to the job, and you're looking at 3 seconds for the next hour. It's a pain in the backside. Just for that, it's worth getting rid of the blurring out just for that. So anyway, yeah. So this is Dave. I am Veefour. Just me, just a little old me. If you like the older kit reviews, by the way, I've got lots of other kits that I use. I have a textile kit for touring, which I'll use with this. I have a full leather suit, 2-piece leather suit, different helmets. I have a variety of gloves and boots. If anyone ever wants to know anything about them, let me know. If you've got any tips for my channel, please let me know. I'm open to criticism. I'm not going to burst into crying and start screaming troll, because that's what the mute button's for, isn't it? That's what the block buttons are for. It's easy. But if you've got some constructive feedback, please let me know. Always open to constructive feedback. If you've got anything that I've done that you liked and you want to tell me about, please let me know in the comments. If I've done stuff that you'd like to see more of, please let me know. If there's stuff that I've not done and you'd like me to do again, let me know. If you like watching me stuff, that is. If you don't, then, oh well, never mind, eh? Such is life. I'll keep making it, even if only 2 or 3 people out there are watching it. At the end of the day, it's only a hobby for me. I just do it for the crack. So anyway, yeah. So this is me, Veefour, at home. You're not going to get many of these, by the way. This is just a bit of a one-off. But for now, as always, by the way, all you bikers out there, we're all in this together. Please, please, please try to keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, everyone. you know, let's all look after each other, and I will see you later. Bye bye.